is money? Welcome, Matthew Greiner, speaking on that subject.
Good morning, Toastmasters. It's an honor to stand before you. As the saying goes, money makes the world go round. What is money? Good question. Where does money come from? This is another good question. These are questions that I'm going to answer during today's presentation. I'd like to talk about the definition of money. Technically, according to a dictionary, what is it? One of the things we'll cover. I'm also going to talk about the origins of fiat money. Talk about money in America. What is a central bank? The creation of money in our economy. Money is debt. I want you to wrap your mind around this idea as money is debt. What is gold? Gold to paper, really? And a final concluding thought. These are the things that we're going to cover today. What is money? According to Webster's dictionary, it is a medium of exchange. It allows us to buy and sell services in a token amount that we can all agree upon. Imagine if I had come here today and I wanted to get a cup of coffee, as a trade and barter system. If they said, no, we're short on eggs today, we're only accepting eggs. Well, I don't have any chickens on me, nor do I have any eggs. But guess what? I got some beef. We don't want beef. You want that coffee, we want some chickens. We want some eggs. So I wouldn't be able to make that transaction. But with money, it allows us to equate the service, put it into a dollar amount or into a numerical amount that we can all agree upon, and we can exchange in that particular service. Makes a lot of sense, actually, when you get right down to it. The origins of fiat money go back over 1,000 years. In fact, it was first used, they believe, by the Yuan dynasty in China. Fiat money, which we currently use in our economy in America, is also known as token money. And what that means is the money itself is intrinsically worthless. This is a $20 bill. The value of this bill by itself, the paper that it's printed on, the ink itself, there's really no value there, ladies and gentlemen. It's worthless. It's just paper. Paper with ink. But we recognize it as money, and we spend our days laboring for it. We service our clients. We work for an employer. We have contractors. However we all make money in here, we're putting forth a good amount of our effort to get some of this stuff in life, because it does help make life better. Where does the worth come in this paper? It's a good question. The worth comes actually from the government. The government tells us that this note right here is going to be good for all exchanges. For all, it is good for legal tender, both public and private. In fact, it's actually printed on the bill itself. You can see it right here. This is Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill. In this section here, note, these are Federal Reserve notes. I have to point that out. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. The fact that our government has established that this is going to be the medium of exchange in our economy is giving it value. The other thing that also helps give it more value within the world economies is the fact that we have the largest GDP. One of the things that backs up that GDP, strongest military, strongest economy. We have great innovation, great ideas, lots of arts. America itself is really a pillar. It is a great nation all by itself. That all helps give it strength in the world economy. The Federal Reserve Bank, which is printing our money, was created on December 23rd, 1913. So, relatively a new system, about halfway through our country's existence this came to be. Money in America. Money in America. The subcategories I'd like to talk about within this subject are the central bank and where money is coming from. So to make money, it takes two. It takes two to make money. The two entities that need to be involved in this exchange or in this creation, the Federal Reserve Bank and the U.S. government. These two entities need to come together. And this is kind of the mystery of the money creation. It's almost somewhat, in my opinion, cloaked behind a curtain of secrecy and ambiguity. The Federal Reserve Bank is not audited, and it's really mysterious, this portion of how the money is going to be created. So I'm going to walk you through it step by step in the next few moments. So please pay very close attention. Our government debates ideas. We talk about Obamacare. We talk about whether we should have a bigger military. We talk about the social justice that we need to help those that are less fortunate. These are all worthy ideas, worthy of debate. And at the very end of the day, our government is going to agree upon some set of dollar amounts to be allocated to all of these different programs. And you know what? You know what's going to happen? We're going to be short in funds. And I'm just going to use arbitrary numbers right now. Let's say that we want to spend $16 trillion on our U.S. budget. That's what we want to spend. These are arbitrary numbers. Let's use $16 trillion. A little bit more realistic right there. We only have $14 trillion in the bank. You follow me right now? We only have $14 trillion in the bank. That's what the IRS has been able to collect in terms of receipts from us paying our income taxes, corporations paying their corporate taxes. We're $2 trillion short. So we need to come up with some money. We need to borrow some money. So what the government is going to do right here is they're going to create debt instruments, also known as U.S. securities, T-bills, treasury bonds. They're going to be all serial numbered. They're going to have a nice stamp on them. They're going to look very official, a U.S. security. I mean, this is guaranteed by the government, this debt instrument. They're going to then go down the street to the Federal Reserve Bank. They're going to say, you know what, we got $2 trillion right here in U.S. securities. Give me $2 trillion in cash. The Federal Reserve Bank will say, yes, we'll do that for you. Here's $2 trillion in money, cash, and we're going to take those $2 trillion in U.S. debt. The Federal Reserve Bank is the largest holder of our U.S. debt, more so than China, more so than any other foreign country. We own our own debt in the Federal Reserve Bank. Treasury receives the money, and the money then is inserted into the economy. They're going to make payroll right there. They're going to pay for their government programs. And this is the fundamental creation of money within the economy. There's other ways around to grow it. We're not going to talk about that. This is a very big subject, the creation of money. So what is a central bank? Central bank has the exclusive right to print money within the economy. It regulates the money supply. The way that it helps regulate the money supply is by setting interest rates. They control the interest rates in our country, the Federal Reserve Bank. It also determines, it actually has a huge impact on what we're earning on our deposits. They also set the reserve amounts for their member banks. They monitor the economy by looking at GDP growth, and they also monitor employment levels, making sure that unemployment does not get too low, or too high, I should say. They don't want to have a bad economy. What is gold? Gold is valuable. We know that it is valuable because it is a scarce resource. When you're walking down the street, you just don't see gold laying there. You come across it, it's a precious item. In fact, gold is universally recognizable as value within most of all Western civilization countries, for that matter. We all recognize that gold is worth something. We know that it has value. So a great idea, great mystery to me, is that how man has been able to turn gold into paper that is worth something, to gold paper. It's a very, very interesting idea. But we work very hard for this paper. In fact, most of it's not even paper anymore. It's all digitized. But it's an idea all unto itself. It's not gold, it's an idea that we believe in. Conclusion, the man on the $100 bill, money has never made man happy, nor will it. There's nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more one has, the more one wants. Benjamin Franklin. Thank you.